Calm surrender sounds passive. I often feel rigid when challenged. How may I loosen? Master Sage, teach me how water can be stronger than stone.
Water wins through patience. It caresses granite until the mountain sighs into sand. Imagine catching a falling child. You soften your knees to absorb impact, yielding saves, not stiffness. The hush between raindrops striking leaves, barely heard, endlessly persuasive. Passive only on the surface, underneath, molecules swirl, polishing stone grain by grain.
But deadlines and duties press hard. Water has no boss. And deep still pools, are they stagnant?
Picture a reed by the river. It bends in wind, never breaking, because its strength is supple.
Does that mean gentleness can cut deeper than force? What is the sound of soft power? Where should I begin to imitate that flow? The world praises hardness, steel, willpower, firm deadlines. How does water handle sudden drops like cliffs?
Step aside for a breath. Rivers detour around boulders, accepting delay to keep momentum.
Can yielding ever feel courageous? Reflections show me flaws I'd hide.
Ease is not laziness. It is alignment. When channel and current match, even ambition glides. Let smaller pebbles move first. Short tasks cleared create channels for larger currents. Stillness lets silt settle, leaving clear reflections. Silence refines, not rots, when the source remains fresh.
And if no angle seems gentle?
Begin by noticing resistance. When a task feels like pushing uphill, pause, seek a gentler angle. Yes, soft rain carves valleys while storms only rattle rooftops for a moment. Water shows what is there without judgment. See, adjust, flow on.
So prioritize ease before ambition.
It becomes a waterfall, turns danger into music.
Give me an exercise to remember this hush. My schedule is crowded like rocks in a stream. Flow feels blocked. I worry soft choices look weak to others.
Water serves gravity an unspoken boss. It obeys by surrender, not by tension. Obey your duties with calm surrender. Yet steel rusts, willpower tires, deadlines pass. The river simply flows, fresh each dawn. The river looks meek to the mountain until the mountain becomes a plain.
And steam does rising equal escape? Are there moments water must harden like ice?
Cup water in your hands, exhale once, feel it slide through fingers. That silence is softness manifest.
My thoughts sometimes swirl like rapids, chaotic and loud. Widen by listening.
Rapids form where bed narrows, widen perspective and turbulence calms. Even ice remains water in disguise. Firmness is temporary duty, not permanent identity.
Could conflict be smoothed like stones in a riverbed? Rolling gently, does that mean compromise?
Steam rises to form clouds, then gifts rain elsewhere. Movement upward can still serve downward roots.
How do I tell edge from essence?
Listen, breathe, and ask. Is this the narrowest place? Usually, the mind built dams it can also open. Two rough stones tumbling together polish each other. Conversation can do the same if kept rolling gently.
Water seems to trust gravity completely. And if purpose shifts?
It means sanding sharp edges without erasing shape, compromise where friction hurts, stand firm where essence lies.
What gift does water offer the desert? The desert feels far away.
Essence nourishes life, edge merely guards habit. Ask, does this dance feed or merely defend? Trust your deeper gravity values, breath, the pulse of kindness. Let them pull you downhill toward purpose. Channels shift over centuries. Water never mourns an old course. Adapt and keep shining.
Does water ever stop learning?
Hope, even a thin trickle seeds, oases. Your gentle act may bloom in places you never see.
Then, softness is the greatest teacher.
Somewhere, someone thirsts for the calm you practice now.
I will try to feel resistance pause and find a gentler descent.
Every drop holds memory of cloud and sea. Learning is continuity, not endpoint. And when descent becomes flight, remember even mist reunites with ocean.
Thank you, Sage. My pulse is slower. The current feels kind.
Softness reveals the path. Your steps still matter. Walk lightly. Carry water's patience. Flow onward, wanderer. May each breath ripple in quiet strength.
Sage, guide me deeper into Wu Wei. How do I act like water and still build bridges?
Stones rise easily when turned into steps. Break large aims into knee-high rises, and the climb becomes a stroll. Begin by watching your breath build a bridge each moment. Lungs arch, air passes, arch dissolves. Nothing forced, yet exchange happens. Wu Wei is not blind surrender. A skilled river guide reads distant roar, angles to calmer channels before sight becomes peril. Cease thrashing. Steer with soft pivots. Notice tension as early as flint. Feels a spark. The moment muscles tighten, pause long enough for one slow exhale. The spark cools. You continue without smoke. Ask, does this pause renew clarity or prolong confusion? Renewal feels spacious. Procrastination feels stale.
Can you name a hinge point at my crowded desk? And when a plan collapses? Pivoting still feels like work.
Work, yes. Strain, no. A door pivots on a tiny hinge, not the whole board. Find the hinge point of each task. Pauses sharpen the blade. A woodworker wets the plane more than he planes. The day lost to grinding saves many dulled strokes.
My projects include strict deadlines. How does Wu Wei respect the clock?
Picture an oar. If every splash is answered with frantic strokes, you spin in place. Let 2 splashes pass, then row once steady wake, forward glide.
Urgent email pings. My pulse races. Panic still creeps near the end.
Celebrate collapse. It frees the path that fits the terrain. Plans are maps, not territory. Wu Wei walks the ground, not the paper. Panic is wind. Dig channels early so wind whistles through without toppling walls, small buffers, interim reviews, rest breaks.
How do I sense whether I'm grinding or hiding?
The first 3 keystrokes: open file, label next action, save. Once named, momentum draws the rest, like water pulled downhill.
Sometimes I fear appearing lazy if I flow instead of push. I still tense my shoulders even on small tasks. Rowing with current sounds wise, but what if the river heads toward a waterfall? Give me a practice for meetings bristling with conflict. And if voices grow louder? But if I pause too often, won't the day vanish?
Lower your tone. Rivers hush where depth increases. Depth invites others to quiet.
What if co-workers refuse softness?
Water moving 1 mile an hour still carries barges. Appearances mislead. Outcomes reveal. Let results speak for your flow.
Breath feels automatic. My projects feel heavy, like dragging stone uphill. Preaching is tempting when I feel right.
Enter as the empty cup. Listen until all voices pour. When they finish, you offer clear tea flavored by every earlier drop consensus brews naturally.
Show me Wu Wei in nature beyond water. So rotate roles?
Feeling right is a breeze. Others feel their own wind, share direction, not command. Treat the deadline as sunrise, inevitable, not negotiable. Farmers do not rush the dawn. They arrange tools the night before and greet light prepared, not panicked.
Is there danger of drifting aimlessly?
Bamboo stands beside oak. Storms prove bamboo's wisdom. Model ease without preaching. Curiosity grows where preaching withers.
How can I weave silk guidance for myself?
Yes. Carry load when energy is high. Fall back when low teamwork with tides.
Learning sometimes feels forced, too.
Observe geese drafting. Leader cuts air. Followers glide. The lead rotates, so effort stays balanced. Flight remains smooth. Cooperation arising without orders.
But some knowledge is duty tax forms, safety rules. My phone splinters rhythm.
A boat, tied too tight snaps rope. Untied, it may wander. Wu-wei ties with silk flexible, guiding, never choking.
Choosing requires strength.
Choose lessons that pull curiosity. A fish swims toward bait it likes. Let interest hook you, not duty. Set gentle intentions at dawn. 3 stones in pocket, 1 for learning, 1 for service, 1 for rest. Check them at dusk. Adjust tomorrow's weave.
One last metaphor to remember.
Then pair duty with rhythm. Study 10 minutes, stretch, breathe. Duty digests better in small chews than swallowed whole.
I will watch breath break stones into steps, row, with measured strokes.
Strength in Wu-wei resembles willow, not marble. It bends, returns upright, unbroken. Place device in river bank mode. On the desk edge, face down, notifications off. The current of mind flows unblocked until you choose to step ashore. Imagine ink dropped in calm water. It spreads in elegant tendrils, yet never lifts a finger. Your best work should feel like those tendrils shaping color in stillness. And trust calm currents to multiply effort. Walk softly. The river already knows the way home.
I fear silence will invite restless thoughts. Sage, what does Ziran truly mean beyond the word self-so?
Give warmth, give space, then step back. A flower needs sun, not fingers, to open.
How can I bloom without pushing the petals apart myself?
Ziran is life unfolding like an unfurled fern, no commands, no hurry, only quiet readiness. Replace one forced task with a pause. The pause becomes soil where better timing sprouts. Pauses polish daylight. A glass wiped clear lets more sun through than a frantic lamp.
How can curiosity arise on command? How do I know a thought is wind and not guidance? Deadlines still glare like noon sun.
They are invitations. Spontaneity is the guest deciding how long to stay.
My schedule feels like fingers prying every bud open at dawn. The taste of duty rarely echoes pine. Sometimes calm disguises procrastination. Won't a pause waste precious daylight?
It can't, but questions lure it. Ask what if, instead of must I, and curiosity peeks from its burrow.
Some days the guest never arrives.
Then the empty chair reminds you that waiting is part of friendship. Guidance steadies pulse. Wind speeds it. Check the drum of your ribs' calm beats mean true north. When options sprawl like vines, choose the one that grows toward light, not noise.
Give me an exercise to smell freshness in thought.
Restlessness is wind. Sit long enough, and even wind learns to kneel. Shade noon with micro siestas. A sip of water, a shoulder roll, one slow blink. Glare softens. Progress continues.
What if sometimes widens into endless options?
Close eyes, breathe through nose, recall a mountain morning. Compare that scent to the task fresh tasks echo pine, stale ones smell of dust. Spice duty with curiosity, sprinkle the unknown over the known, and duty steams like new rice. Procrastination feels stale, spontaneity fresh. Smell the air around the idea.
Are micro siestas truly spontaneous if planned? Could waiting become avoidance? Light feels abstract in a spreadsheet. My palms clench screens all day.
Light in work is the cell that makes you breathe easier when numbers change. Follow that column.
Noise returns when I flip the screen again. Steering feels deliberate, not spontaneous.
Avoidance hides, waiting welcomes. Check your posture. Hiding curls inward, waiting sits open palmed. Rest device face down. Let hands settle like leaves on still water. New ideas ripple from the quiet. Accept the return like waves against a boat. Steer gently. Don't curse the ocean. The rudder adjusts lightly. Spontaneity guides angle, not the ocean's force.
In team projects, spontaneity clashes with others' agendas. Is solitude necessary for Ziran? What if the group pours water on my spark? My hearing dulls in crowds.
Share early sparks, not finished fires. Colleagues gather tinder that suits the flame. Some sparks are seeds meant for other soil. Carry the ember home, plant elsewhere.
How does nature show Ziran daily?
Solitude is fertile ground, but Ziran also visits bustling markets, listen for the one bell amid clamour.
Vines sometimes choke trees.
Focus on one scent, one colour, one footstep. The single thread leads out of the labyrinth.
Where do I learn that balance? Breath practice feels mechanical over time.
Observe vines tracing a wall. They find cracks, follow warmth, sculpt patterns no architect drew. Balance Ziran with Yuanli respect for others' space. Grow freely, not invasively.
Can spontaneity coexist with mastery routines?
Let mechanics fade. As walking once felt awkward to a toddler, breathwork becomes second nature.
Sometimes melody stutters.
Notice breath. Inhale claims space. Exhale returns it. Equal claim and return yields harmony.
Fear of judgment tightens lips. Is emptiness ever risky?
Mastery is a flute. Spontaneity is the melody sprung through practiced holes.
My intentions blur nightly.
Smile and play the stutter. Jazz was born from slips welcomed as style.
Morning rush erases dew.
Picture a valley echoing only once voices cease. Empty valleys make echo sweeter.
Silence sometimes scares me. Then fear becomes friend.
Emptiness invites all guests. Keep a lantern of intention at the door, and trouble passes by. Write one line before sleep. Tomorrow I greet what arrives. Clarity condenses like dew by dawn. Drink a cup of silence before coffee. Inner dew moistens thought for hours.
Give me a mantra. How do I listen to feelings without drowning?
Fear is a bird. Sit quietly, and it lands on your shoulder, realizing claws aren't needed. Friend or teacher you decide by listening, not swatting.
Will trust be betrayed? My culture prizes hustle.
Float like leaf feel waters cool underside, but remain buoyant on surface.
Closing image to remember.
Trust may bruise, but distrust starves. Choose bruise that heals over hunger that hollows. Nothing forced, nothing held. Whisper on exhale. Inhale silent trust.
I will practice pauses, pine-scented tasks, and barefoot moonlight.
Hustle without grounding is windmill. Without sailcloth, activity, no harvest. Imagine moonlight entering a dark room. It travels 93 million miles, yet steps in barefoot, making no sound, pure Ziran. And in each step, let unfolding find you. The path already knows how to walk itself.
Sage, Why do Taoists paint a circle with dark and light fish?
Picture a pendulum. Widen your base by grounding feet, swing slow on their own. That circle shows life as a dance. Shade holds light, light shelters shade. Rest is the farmer's winter. Fields sleep so spring can erupt in green. Listen to a heartbeat. Contraction pushes, expansion receives. One beat, two motions.
How do I surf arguments at work? Can joy carry a seed of sadness?
Balance is harmony, not freeze. Think of a surfer riding, always adjusting, never rigid.
Does yielding mean losing? How does yin show in daily chores?
Yes. Without night your eyes tire. Without rest muscles fail. Each half heals the other. Add small twilights, 5-minute pauses, one deep breath, a silent sip of water. Night sneaks in kindly.
Reflection sometimes breeds doubt. Can two opposites live inside one moment?
Doubt is cool night air. It tightens fresh paint so colors set true. First lean into listening soft yin, then offer one clear point gentle yang. Conversation steadies like waves meeting shore.
My creative work bursts, then stalls. What if others see bending as weak?
Joy knows sunsets fade. That knowledge sweetens each ray. Inside sadness, memory of dawn waits.
My schedule is daylight packed tight, no dusk in sight.
Yielding is bamboo bending. After the storm it stands while stiff trunks crack.
Rest sometimes feels lazy.
Step back 2 breaths. Silence absorbs impact. Answers arrive calm. Foam dissolves.
Does light need dark the way day needs night? But some waves crash loud. Is balance the middle perfectly still?
After yang of creation, invite yin of reflection. Sit, reread, let ideas breathe.
How can I sense balance in my body?
The river carves canyons, yet bows to every curve. Strength needs no applause.
I swing from excitement to worry too fast, too hard. When illness strikes, is that excess yin?
Folding laundry is yin gentle order. Carrying baskets is yang direct effort. Both finish the task.
A modern life floods with bright screens, endless yang. Does food carry yin and yang?
Inhale through nose 4 counts, hold 2, exhale 4, hold 2. Breath becomes yin-yang wheel. Illness signals imbalance. Sometimes too much heat, sometimes too much stillness. Listen, adjust gently.
My mind judges. Good, bad, right, wrong.
Dim lights an hour before bed. Let darkness invite melatonin, the yin messenger of sleep. Warm soup soothes cool evenings. Fresh fruit cools hot noon. Seasons teach the menu.
What about extreme injustice should yin tolerate it? Give me a morning ritual for harmony. And an evening ritual?
See judgments as 2 wings. Flap both. Bird rises. Favor one, bird spins.
Can technology help balance or hurt it?
Yin absorbs, then channels action. Soft water can swell into a firm wave when justice calls. Write 1 line of gratitude. Blow out a candle, darkness receives the day's ember. Greet sunrise silently, then move, body slowly stretch, bow light and motion join.
I fear swings of mood will never stop. Tell me a story that lives yin-yang. Beautiful cooperation.
A lamp brightens night, yet blinds if aimed at eyes. Use tools, don't let them steer.
Final image to hold balance in mind.
Swings teach timing. Observe pattern length, plan rest at peaks, work in steady climbs. Cooperation is yin listening, yang acting both artisans in one kiln.
Mum on water, I will recall it when life ripples.
Then the ripple becomes music, and you, the quiet shore, receiving song. Imagine moon mirrored on a lake. The moon is light yang, the water dark yin. A ripple joins them, showing union in motion. Two potters share one kiln. One shapes thin porcelain, one thick clay. Thin pieces need quick heat, thick needs slow. They stack shelves alternating fire balances, both sets survive.
Sage, people praise fullness, crowded calendars, bursting shelves. Why honor emptiness?
Because a cup without hollow holds no tea, usefulness hides in open space. Unease is wind stirring dust. Settle long enough, and the floor reveals its grain. Seeds germinate unseen. They trust darkness. Give thought darkness, silence, and roots form.
Storage boxes pile up at home each, just in case.
Speak with purpose. Then leave 3 heartbeats of air. Listeners taste words like tea cooled to sweetness.
Tight breath often comes from digital clutter, endless tabs. Insight rarely sprouts on command. Emptiness sometimes appears boring. Silence makes me uneasy. How can imagination fill emptiness without chaos?
Wasted only when space sits unnoticed. See empty minutes as soil where insight sprouts. Boxes crowd like weeds. Clear one shelf. Admire the breath in the room. Close eyes. Hold the object. Notice breath. If breath tightens, object mutters.
How do I know what to keep?
Provide borders like a garden bed. Within edges, everything blooms, yet pathway stays tidy.
My inbox refills overnight. Will emptiness not invite regret?
Listening. Words form walls. Listening opens windows. Keep what sings when touched. Release what mutters. Trust the ear of your calm.
I often listen while plotting my reply. In relationships, what is the hollow?
Tabs are open doors. Close all but the room you occupy. Mind sits peacefully. That is half empty attention. Empty fully. Replies grow clear like reflections in still water.
I understand the cup, yet my day feels hollow, time is wasted.
Regret is memory clinging. Emptiness holds potential, not loss.
Distinguishing mutter from song feels subtle. Is still water ever stagnant?
Boredom is the mind knocking before imagination enters. Open the door. Think of river reeds. Trim daily, not yearly. Small cuts keep channel clear.
My workplace worships constant talk. Quiet looks lazy. Can too much emptiness breed loneliness? Give me a daily ritual to honor space. Dawn moments slip away on rushed mornings. Smoke reminds me of impermanence.
Only when fresh inflow stops. Feed mind with reading, nature, varied voices, then stillness remains living. At dawn, sit by a window 5 breaths before touching any device. Let daylight pour into untouched cup. Loneliness happens when space lacks meaning. Fill some gaps with care letters, walks, shared meals, leave others quiet.
Yet, memories live in objects.
Then use night. Blow out 1 candle in darkness. Watch smoke twist into empty air mind follows.
Some worries reignite.
Impermanence keeps shelves honest. If nothing lasted, why hoard?
How do I empty mental clutter, old grudges, looping worries? Does the Tao speak of empty hub in every wheel?
Memories live in heart. Objects merely ring the bell. After the bell, sound fades, yet music stays. Write each worry on paper, fold, burn safely. Ashes teach the mind how light letting go feels.
In art, where is emptiness?
Ashes nourish soil. If sprouts reappear, note what food you offered them change the fertilizer.
Audiences may not notice those pauses.
Yes, 30 spokes join at emptiness. Cart moves because of what isn't there.
When I meditate, thoughts crowd quickly. Offer tea, meaning awareness.
In the pause between notes, the blank around ink, the breath before the dancer leaps. True art hides its scaffolding, yet the silence makes the stroke bright.
Does nature model emptiness? Clouds of emotion pass faster with name, yes?
Greet them like guests. Offer tea. Watch them leave. Emptiness returns without eviction. Yes, awareness quenches restlessness. Unacknowledged thoughts gossip louder. Naming is gentle pointing, then let wind finish the work. See the sky vast blue, carrying clouds lightly. Clouds move, sky stays, be sky.
Business plans demand constant growth, how to leave hollow for adaptability. Investors chase full yield. Patience challenges quarterly reports. Bamboo story may inspire. Thank you.
Plan as farmer plants rows, leave furrows open for water to run. Too tight, crops drown.
My water feels calmer now.
Remind them bamboo sleeps 5 years, then grows a meter a day. Explain that fallow fields double harvest later. Wise investors know patience is profit. Stories are vessels hollow inside. Each listener fills with their own water. Then emptiness served its use cup ready, tea warm. Drink, and leave a little space at the rim for tomorrow's pour.
Sage, the Tao speaks of returning, yet my mind races only forward.
Forward motion is the surface current. Beneath, water curls back toward its source.
Why must I turn back after progress?
Progress without return is a bow pulled forever, arrow never flies, string finally snaps. Spring thrusts, summer ripens, autumn gathers, winter hushes, each exhale readies the next inhale. A violin rests between concerts, wood swells, tone ripens. Ambition, too, must breathe.
Give me a daily ritual of turning. Reflection often replays past mistakes. Work deadlines trumpet louder than stripes of color. My life story wants only bright rings. I fear that slowing down will dull ambition.
Glance at west-facing window. Even one color stripe reminds body the day bends homeward.
Can cycles mend burnout already begun? How do I honor darker seasons without despair? How do seasons teach this breathing?
At sunset, list one thing released, one thing learned. Fold page, close cycle complete. Trees write journals in rings, dark, light, dark, light. Strength hides in alternating bands, not in uniform grain.
Sunsets rush unnoticed behind glass walls.
Mark them with small lanterns. Warm soup, quiet walk, one kind sentence to self. Past errors are compost, turned over, they feed tomorrow's seedlings. Hold your breath for a moment. Stir gently, the odor fades, nutrients remain.
Compost smells. I resist opening that heap.
Without dark rings, trunk would crack. Contrast binds fibers.
Rests feel unproductive.
Deadlines are drum beats. Pauses between beats give rhythm. Without rests, music becomes noise. Yes, like pruning a scorched tree back to living wood, regrowth follows rings. Productivity measures harvest. Rest measures soil. Depleted soil yields empty stalks next season.
Rings? My calendar ignores winter. Goals stack end to end. The corporate world rarely lights lanterns for rest. Tea cools while emails pile higher. Waves sometimes toss me under.
Add white space like snowfields days for reflection, not production. Yield sharpens once thaw returns.
Upward kicks drain energy.
Then carry a pocket-sized lamp 5-minute silent tea, screen dimmed, shoulders dropped. Email tide never ceases. Surfing requires breath between waves. Underwater teaches lungs their limits. Resurfacing clears vision. Trust the upward kick.
How can I measure higher? Spirals revisit familiar scenery. I worry stagnation lurks. Turmoil repeats when relatives gather. My patience slips.
Energy returns by spiraling, not sprinting. Even galaxies spin while drifting forward through space. Stand on spiral stairs. Each turn shows the same view, yet higher window frame. That is growth. Compare present calm to past turmoil in identical challenge. Ease is altitude.
Sometimes family cycles feel like chains. Retelling stirs old pain. Is the Tao itself a circle?
Before the gathering, inhale lineage, exhale blame. Circle becomes embrace, not looped argument.
Where am I on that wheel?
Chains can become bracelets if links are opened and reshaped story retold with compassion.
Center feels distant.
Pain revisited under gentle light heals, like bone-knitting ache fades, sturdiness grows.
My pulse races with caffeine.
More a wheel, hub empty, rim turning, purpose lies in both rest and roll.
Even rivers flood.
Close eyes, find heartbeat, that pulse is axle and compass combined. Forever at a spoke's tip touching ground, then sky, then ground experience varies, center remains still.
I dread personal floods, chaos, loss.
Trade 1 cup for water, river inside returns to steady course.
After a flood, debris remains. Will cycles ever end?
Flood is cycle speaking loudly. Banks redraw, soil enriches plains downstream.
That thought eases fear of finality.
Gather driftwood, carve it into something useful. Wisdom grows from salvage. Build raised storerooms of skill and friendship. When waters rise, essentials stay dry.
Give me a mantra for cycles. To turn, learn, return. I feel the spiral already.
Every period is also a seed. Earth writes sentences, not full-stop books. Turn, learn, return. Whisper on each step. When breath ends, cycle of body stops, yet atoms return to earth, stories to memory, love to other hearts. Walk it with soft souls. The path welcomes travelers who greet both ascent and descent.
Sage, why does Lao Tzu praise the uncarved block, a thing so plain it seems unfinished?
A humble bowl must empty between servings, or soup spill service without pause feeds no one. Begin with 1 quiet yes and 20 gentle no's. Space appears where hurry once camped. Sit with an object in stillness 30 breaths. Notice if breath eases or tightens, that is the soundless ring. Because unshaped wood can be anything: spoon, flute, beam, while overcarved scraps serve no future use.
How does simplicity touch speech? Tea ceremony feels slow, deadline sprint. My life feels overcarved by obligations, apps flashing once. How do I find plain grain again? Digital clutter multiplies invisibly, tabs, files, endless pings.
Keep what rings true when tapped, release what echoes hollow. Simplicity is tuning, not burning.
Family resists clearing attics and closets, memories cling. My culture celebrates endless content posts, pictures, pitches. Should I strip away hobbies, decorations, extra goals?
Whichever vessel you choose, use the same tomorrow, and the next habit frees attention for finer wonders. Efficiency lives in clear pathways, not crowded drawers. 1 sharp pencil outruns 12 dull styluses.
My desk groans with gadgets, promising efficiency. Minimalism sometimes appears fashionable, a curated look, costly in itself.
Fashion empties pockets, simplicity empties burden. The difference is felt in shoulders, not seen in photos. A single lantern guides better than a skyline of flickering bulbs that blind the traveler. Slow actions early prevent sprinting flames later. Fire kindled with care needs fewer frantic buckets. True plainness delights in subtle grains of wood, steam rising from rice, laughter between chores, joy hides in uncluttered corners.
How do I hear those rings amid noise?
Treat your screen like a tea ceremony, only vessels needed for this pour, others stored on a high shelf.
Is there danger in becoming too austere, joyless? Offer me a starting ritual for simple mornings.
Before devices, drink 1 glass of water facing sunlight, name one intention, then move only toward it.
Even the glass could very fancy mugs tempt me. Saying no stirs guilt. People rely on my constant yes. My mind still loops old conversations, mental clutter.
Keep memory seeds, a letter, a photo, release duplicate leaves. Trees thrive pruning dead branches.
Burned pages smell of smoke. Is that part of healing?
Write them onto paper, fold once, burn safely. Ashes prove words can lighten. Speak as forest paths, direct, shaded, soft on feet. Spare bricks of jargon for walls truly required.
Does simplicity suit every season of life? What about art doesn't detail matter? How do I teach children without stealing playful variety?
Smoke rises, carries weight skyward. Watch it drift, and know weight traveled elsewhere.
Sometimes blankness scares creatives' fear of void.
In youth it guides focus. In middle years it guards peace. In elder days it grants easy carrying. Show them one open field, one sturdy stick, one endless story, they will build galaxies from basics. Detail sings when silence surrounds it. Blank canvas frames a single brush stroke into thunder.
My grocery list overflows with exotic items. Kitchen chaos follows. Do 4 notes suffice for nutrition of body and spirit? Gratitude is spice that resonates.
Cook rice, greens, salt, oil. Master 4 notes before composing orchestras. The void is invitation. A bowl eager for soup. Sky awaiting birds. Fear fades when first stroke lands. Variety grows from fundamentals, herbs, spices, gratitude, yet base melody stays simple.
Offer closing image sage.
Sprinkle it often. Bland meals brighten cluttered days clear. Imagine fresh snowfall smoothing rugged ground into gentle curves. Beneath, paths remain, but world appears calm and ready. Be that snow soft, quiet, revealing shape only when warmth truly calls it forth.
How do I find that deep source? Kind words feel small beside great troubles. I fear compassion may drain me in a harsh world. The second treasure, frugality, sounds strict.
They are simple jewels, compassion, frugality, and humility, 3 lights that guide every step. Because a heart that cares softens thought, speech, and deed. Without softness, the other 2 treasures tarnish.
Sometimes my drop feels unnoticed.
Raindrops cannot see the river they create, yet rivers still rise. Begin with 1 silent breath for yourself before 1 kind word for another. Self-kindness digs the well.
And the third treasure, humility, how does it shine?
Frugality is careful stewardship, not grim denial. It is choosing a single sturdy cloak instead of 5 fragile ones.
Why place compassion first? I shouldn't say when is frugality harmful. Humility may invite others to walk over me. I live among constant advertisements, wanting shrinks restraint. Give me a practice for daily compassion.
By saving more than you need, you can share without fear. The full pantry feeds neighbors in winter. True compassion flows like a spring. It draws from deep water, not shallow puddles. A single drop starts a ripple. Compassion's scale is measured in echoes, not volume. Recall a calm meal, plain rice, fresh greens. Satisfaction rose from hunger met, not luxury piled.
Sage, what are Lao Tzu's three treasures I keep hearing about?
True humility stands firm inside, bows only outside. Grass bends underfoot, yet roots grip earth. When tight fists choke generosity, saving should loosen fear, not tighten it. Practice verbal thrift. Pause, prune, then offer sentences like polished stones, few, rounded, meaningful. Humility is the valley spirit, low ground where waters meet. It gathers wisdom because it kneels to receive.
Is frugality only about money? Where does frugality meet compassion? How can I test my humility? My words sometimes spill careless.
It also guards time, attention, and speech. Spend each as if drawing from one purse. Each morning choose one person in thought, wish them ease for 10 breaths. Your tone changes for all who follow.
Praise feels equally tricky. Can humility dim confidence? Show me the three treasures working together.
Accept praise as sunlight on a wall warm but not yours to claim. Notice criticism. If it bruises ego, dig deeper. If it teaches, humility grows.
What happens if one treasure is missing?
Confidence is steady flame. Humility is glass chimney protects, does not smother.
My modern life feels far from ancient pots and valleys.
Like a stool of 2 legs, it wobbles, spills what it was meant to support.
Compassion feels natural when people suffer, harder when they annoy.
Picture a potter. Compassion shapes clay gently. Frugality uses only needed water. Humility signs the base small.
Frugality clashes with my desire to experience everything.
Annoyance is a bell. Its ring signals where compassion needs practice most.
Humility stumbles in competitive workplaces.
Yet your inbox, wallet, and mirror still hold heart, choice, and ego. The treasures travel well.
And when night falls.
Taste one fruit fully rather than nibble 20. Fullness comes from depth, not breadth.
How do I begin living these treasures tomorrow morning? Give me a mantra to recall the jewels.
Compete in skill, not self-worth. Promote ideas. Share credit. The humble teammate becomes indispensable ally.
Soft heart, light hand, low voice, I feel calm already.
Wake. Offer one kind thought. Dress in comfortable necessity. Bow to day's mystery. Treasures unwrap themselves. Review. Whom did I soothe? What did I save? Where did I bow? Adjust gently for dawn. Soft heart, light hand, low voice. Whisper on inhale. Release on exhale.
Sage, gratitude for these lessons.
Carry that calm like a lantern. Its glow will show treasures in others as well. Treasure gratitude too. It polishes all 3 jewels each time it's spoken. May your path shine plain and bright.
Sage, my thoughts churn like fish in a net. How do I quiet the mind?
Nudge the twig by relaxing brow, jaw, and shoulders. Muscles unclench. Current resumes. Silence the hive before entering the garden. Bees may visit later, but the first nectar is yours alone. Picture each thought as a leaf on a stream. Name it once. List. Memory. Headline. Then watch it sail beyond the bend.
Body scan helps, yet boredom creeps in. Is stillness the absence of thought or something richer?
Noise loves echo chambers. Move attention from skull to soles. Feel ground's cool testimony mind follows sensation into quiet earth. First, loosen the net. Tension feeds turmoil. Soft attention lets thoughts swim free, then water clears.
If sky is my awareness, storms still rage. Workdays allow 5-minute breaks at best.
Clinging repeats the label, true naming bows once, then releases.
My phone buzzes mid-practice. Calm shatters.
Stillness is spaciousness, in which thought appears and fades, like birds crossing open sky. Sky remains.
Naming feels like clinging.
Sometimes one breath, sometimes 1 hour quality over clock. Depth, not duration.
How long must I sit to touch that blue? Some leaves snag on twigs and spin in place.
Boredom signals shallow breathing. Lengthen exhale, count to 6. Boredom dissolves into subtle tingles of aliveness.
Give me a desk-friendly stillness exercise. I judge progress, good session, bad session.
Sleepiness is cousin to stillness. Let lids lower halfway. Mind rests while alertness stands guard.
Sometimes emotions spike anger, sadness ruining quiet.
5 true minutes, the length of 30 slow breaths, can rinse dust from glass, letting light pour through. Emotions are waves. Give them shoreline. Label softly. Anger, anger. A named guest calms, unmasked. Storms showcase sky's vastness. Thunder roars, but cannot shred the blue behind clouds. Progress hides in non-judgment. Treat each session as weather. Rain grows crops, sun ripens them.
Deepen without the phone, inner noise returns fast. My eyes tire on screens, closing them feels sleepy. Check in movement be stillness. Crowded streets break the rhyme. I sit to meditate and lists, memories, headlines stampede. Is music helpful or distracting?
Gaze at one object, a mug, a leaf without naming it for 10 breaths. Wordless seeing invites hush. Walk slowly. Match footfall to breath. When body and breath rhyme, motion hums like a sitting bell.
Nighttime mind races worst. Sleep flees.
Use sounds as metronome heals clicking. Birds, traffic hum, let rhythm cradle awareness.
Thoughts still whisper.
Soft, repeating tones can anchor. Lyrics snag thought. Choose drone or distant flute.
My culture equates stillness with laziness. Some teachers say empty mind. Others, mindful. Which?
Empty of clutter, mindful of present, same jar viewed inside and out. Lie on back, place palms over belly, trace breath like moon tracing waves, slow, silver, circular.
How does stillness guide speech?
Whisper back a mantra. Here. Now. 2 words, tied in and out.
People may interrupt that pause. Is there danger of retreating into silence and avoiding life? What is sign I rested enough?
Let 3-second silence precede reply. Words emerge polished, like stones rolled by river. Show results of clarity. Fewer errors, kinder tone. Stillness proves value through refined action. A gentle hand raises, palm soft signals. I am forming careful words. Respect often follows.
Offer me an image for quick recall.
Stillness is harbor, not hiding place. Ships rest, then sail with fresh charts.
I will keep that pond inside eyelids.
Mind feels wide, body light, next step clear. Until then, anchor. Visit often, clean its water with breath, and even storms will leave depths undisturbed. Clear pond in forest dawn, mist lifts, surface mirrors pines, toss a pebble, ripples fade back to glass. Your mind is that pond.
Sage, you say the Tao is written outdoors. How do I learn to read it?
Slow, wide ridges, each groove marks a winter survived without complaint. Trees stand still yet grow tall. Stillness nourishes depth before height. Begin by treating every breeze, leaf, stone, and star as a sentence. Listen first, then ask. The river teaches motion. Same water seldom passes twice, yet the channel endures change nestled inside constancy. Like the river, shape your banks with habit while letting experiences flow through.
The forest feels vast. Which sentence should I start with?
Choose one tree. Study its trunk, note the bend, count the rings on a fallen limb. Patience is the first word. Plains teach openness. Far distances humble ego. Sky widens thought.
Desert plains appear barren. The river nearby is never still contradiction. Streetlights hide the stars' rhythm.
Observe pigeons. They rise as one on unseen cue. Even cities pulse with natural rhythm. Clouds teach impermanence. They drift, dissolve, reform. Feelings mimic clouds.
Effort tires. The slope is steep. Timing feels hard to sense in crowded cities. I complain when progress stalls. Storm clouds frighten me. My life changes faster than I can adapt. What does patience look like on bark? The mountain seems opposite solid, unmoving.
Thunder clears heat. After anger, fresh air enters mind.
Clouds cover the moon some nights.
Trace moon phases instead. Its glow defies neon, reminding nights to exhale. Rest on switchbacks. Even goats zigzag to ease ascent.
And if floods break the banks, lightning destroys trees. I prefer flat plains. Are they less instructive?
Mountains teach perspective. Climb 10 steps, horizon shifts. Tiny effort, new vision.
Seedlings risk trampling.
Look closer, seeds sleep years for one rain. Timing outweighs abundance. Floods deposit new soil. Loss carries hidden fertility. Rebuild on richer ground.
Animals show ruthless survival too. Balance feels fragile.
And opens canopies for seedlings below destruction, the gardener in disguise. Soft shoots lean under a boot, then rise. Flexible strength outlives brittle.
Webs glisten with dew, beautiful and deadly.
Predator keeps prey swift. Balance, not cruelty, governs the chase.
Where does compassion fit in nature's tooth and claw? Winter tests that care.
Spider webs break nightly, rebuilt by dawn. Fragility can weave resilience. Beauty and peril often share silk. Awareness, not fear, walks between.
At dropping tasks risks lost opportunity.
Parent geese shield goslings beneath wing care exists. It simply wears no billboard.
Sunrise returns daily its lesson. Sunset then closes the book.
Frost teaches economy. Trees drop leaves to spare water. You may drop tasks to save spirit. Autumn leaves become soil for spring. What you let fall today may feed tomorrow's bloom.
Oceans seem to ignore curfew, always moving.
Hope renewed without request. No matter last night's tangle, light knocks again.
I wish to collect every lesson.
Closure reminds hearts to rest. Even the sun obeys curfew.
How do I keep lessons alive after leaving the trail?
Yet tides rest in still lagoons. Rest is relative, not absent.
People may call that superstition.
A single pebble can teach gravity, erosion, time, depth over catalogue.
City air muffles birdsong. I miss nature's chorus.
Carry one found object or feather. Shall touch it when days tangle. Memory of open sky returns.
Technology helping nature learning interesting twist.
The mind anchors to symbols. Choose gentle anchors over noisy ones.
Final image to seal these teachings.
Play recording softly. Close eyes. Imagination stirs neural pathways as real as branches. Tools extend senses. Misuse clutters. Use phone as lens, not leash. Picture a clear pond. Sky above. Stones below. Fish gliding between mind, body, and life, reflecting, supporting, and moving in one silent harmony. Keep that pond in your chest. Let nature ripple through it daily.